Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is Big Girl Diary. Okay. P. Diddy and the trial has been all over social media, all over the social media sphere. You name it, everyone's talking about it. However, I would like to take, let me say, a mild, different approach. Trying to move my I tried to remove my chair before that was up. But anyway. All right. I gotta say, oh my goodness. I don't know where to begin. Now, I didn't go to the trial. I'm not up there in New York. I'm not doing all that. I'm not standing out there 4 o'clock in the morning to try to get a position or a non-position or whatever. I mean, those people up there that are in the courtroom, those content creators, you're doing a heck of a job. You're doing a really, really good job. Let me make sure this is going on here. Huh. What's going on? It's a little strange. Okay, I'm taking a look at my other studio and Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So let me just go ahead and jump into this one right here. I'm sorry about that. It didn't. Oh, no. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Well, it is what it is. All right. Okay. Now, this right here, this trial is huge. And I have to say, it is the battle of the, how can I say, the battle of the minds. It basically is. And I got to say, the prosecution does a great job building it up, and the defense does a great job tearing it down. And so you got to stop and think, which one do I believe? And that's what it boils down to. Who do you believe? And I'm watching it. I'm watching other content creators, and I'm just like, now this right here is quite interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, did he do it? Did he? Did he do it? Do he did it? And then you got to stop and think, because I'm thinking, okay, Cassie, and they built the entire case around Cassie and that what do you call it? That that hotel down, okay? They built a whole case around that right there. They built a whole case around the baby oil. And they're like, oh, there are rugs in the baby oil. Turns out, no, there was nothing in there. It is wild, completely wild. Okay, now, for me, I'm having a hard time with Cassie. I'm going to get to JayZ in a second. I'm having a hard time with Cassie because if you have ever met people that were abused, and I know the psychologist, the forensic psychologist, did testify, but keep in mind that she never spent 1 minute with Cassie, and she doesn't do anything with the men. It's only women, which I find, how do you do that? It's kind of hard to be able to make an assessment if you're only dealing with one person and that is it. That right there struck me like, I don't know. That's quite sneaky and suspicious indeed. And as the defense said, this is your job. 60% of your income comes from being a professional witness. I'm like, damn. But that's how she supplements her income. So she hasn't even spent any time with Cassie. She did not assess her at all. She's not going to assess P. Diddy. So whatever she says is so generalized that it could basically amount to anyone. And we have really no idea if she or other people have PTSD, whatever, right? I found that interesting. I'm just like, something about this trial just doesn't seem right. It doesn't. And okay, let me continue. Now, on one hand, she says that she's terrified of P. Diddy. He gives her, right, all around the United States. But then she cheats. I mean, that doesn't go with being abused. It doesn't. If you're being abused in that manner, that severely, having all types of issues, and you cheat, I'm sorry. I mean, there are many of us had been around people that were abused to different degrees, right? One of my friends that I protected was abused. I mean, she was abused, plus she had epilepsy that added insult to injury. And you know, me, some of you know my content from before. I mean, I have no problems throwing these dukes, right? Zero problems. But, you know, I protected her because she was being abused by her boyfriend. It was crazy. She wasn't cheating, and she didn't continuously go back. Now, the interesting part was that allegedly P. Diddy took her ID, her keys, everything from her that made her rely solely on him. Now, that right there is a scary position to be in, to where you put your everything into one individual, and he can either make your life great or make your life horrible because you surrender control. Now, I understand that there are women who say, I'm going to submit to my man. I get that. And if you got the right man to submit to, not that P. Diddy's a person that you submit to. I mean, personally, me, I would not submit an animal to him, not even, okay, I was going to say something terrible, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to stay as objective as possible, because right now I'm talking a little bit about Cassie before I get into P. Diddy, before I get into JayZ. I mean, there is this, okay. Now, so when she does these freca offers, and she had a, how can I say, a 10 album deal, who, I don't know of anyone, especially these days now, that gives a 10 album deal. I don't know of anyone back in the 90s who gave a 10 album deal. That right there seemed kind of strange. And so strange that it made me look like, when you signed on a dotted line, did you read the contract saying you're signing with the devil? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking for a friend. You know, she wants to know. But it was 10 albums. Now, go and listen to her tracks. Go ahead and listen to it. You and Me. P. Diddy produced that. I'm just like, they're trying to make her look like Aaliyah. Now, Aaliyah is a completely different category. I mean, JayZ and Dame Dash were just fighting over Aaliyah. and she was young. I mean, man, these old these old guys, stay in your lane. Stay with the women your age. Stop going after these women that are 20 years your junior. You freak. But let me stop. Let me back up. I don't want to get emotional about it. But if you listen to Cassie's music, and there is a lane for her, I just don't think R&B is it. I just don't believe R&B is her lane. Now, she may like R&B. That may be what her genre of choice, but her singing in R&B, it doesn't match. It just doesn't. Now, Cassie's beautiful. She's a dancer, model. I'm not taking anything away from her, but it's just the singing part. Now, I get if P. Diddy's like, hey, I want to keep this woman on my arm. She's beautiful. And she has a side of double X, what do you call it? A double X, triple X, that she has like a little sprinkle of freaky to it. Okay. All right. But, you know, P. Diddy didn't do it right. Sign that contract, 10 albums, and only produce 2 or 3 songs. I don't, what do you do with somebody that you signed 10 albums with, and then you put out a video? It's like, oh my goodness, I think I had too much coochie. I should, you know, because he took her from Ryan Leslie, who was also a rapper and producer, and he was with her, Cassie, first. Now we got to keep this in mind. Cassie went from one man to the next. As she went from the other man, she sort of like had like a little in-between time, possibly to decide, do I want to continue on with this guy? Then went on to P. Diddy, and that right there was like 11 years. Now, within that 10, 11 years, what she said, I looked at her complaint, and I was listening to what she said on the stand, and it didn't match. It didn't match. What was more plausible to me, this is just to me, was that Cassie was upset that she was not the main woman. Now, we've seen this before. Let's go back to Evan Rachel Wood. You saw what Evan Rachel Wood did to Marilyn Manson. She did everything but take the kitchen sink. I mean, because, and I'm deviating for a second to make to point out the similarities of it. Cassie wanted to be the main number one, even though he was with Kim Porter, and Cassie thought that she was number one. Evan Rachel Wood was number one, but she wanted some P. Diddy freaky stuff. I mean, the stuff that Evan was doing. It's like, Evan, not Marilyn Manson. You've been hanging out with P. Diddy, all that freaky stuff you're talking about, girl. I mean, you know. And when Marilyn Manson married his current wife, that is 25 years his junior, you got to stop with these young ass women. Stop it, because you want to mold them into something. Your ass is old, okay? Okay, let me stop. Now, Cassie, she was doing all sorts of things that P. Diddy wanted that had nothing to do with her music. I mean, the freak offs was really wild. I mean, she's there with what was the name, Mr. Monster or Mr. Destroyer. I mean, the poor guy being with them, he wasn't able to function the way he was supposed to. After them, he was done. He had to retire, him being an escort. Poor guy. I mean, oh my. Go back and listen to other content creators that were there that were taking notes as far as what he said. The guy was destroyed by being around those two doilies. However, he said it seems as if P. Diddy was impotent. Well, if you're doing rugs like that and you're doing all that, I'm not crazy stuff, but you're stressed out and you got Ciroc that he was lying, saying that he was the owner of it. No, you were a glorified employee and promoter. Okay. Also, he was had a Bad Boys and something else, and he had all the and plus he had the gangster stuff going on. And also, let's not forget Ron Burkle, his billionaire I don't want to say baby's daddy, you know his billionaire sugar guy, sugar boy, sugar man, sugar daddy. Okay, I got a sugar daddy. I mean, he was swinging all over the place. He was everything to everyone, but he wasn't true to himself. That's a tough place to be in. Matter of fact, when and I showed this before, please let me have this up here. Doggone it. When P. Diddy, he doesn't want to be P. Diddy. He wants to be Pamela Diddy. I mean, if you go back and just look, go through his interviews with Drink Champs, and he's like, hey, daddy, I like the way you talking like that. Let's go ahead and party. Let's party, daddy. Can I go ahead and take you shopping? Plus, on the freak off us, P. Diddy was with other men, with Cassie. I mean, look, no straight guy is not going to be in a freak off us with other men. No, that ain't going to happen. No swords are not going to cross. It isn't going to happen. P. Diddy was with other guys and Cassie, and I don't want to go down that road. That is making my head hurt. But when Cassie got on stand, and when the defense got to her, they were showing how she was happy about it. She loved freak offs. She is asking him, when is the next freak off going to be? All of that. Now, that right there, in my opinion, this is my opinion based on what other content creators were saying, to me, kind of discredit what she was saying, how she was afraid and she was afraid of him and he was abusing her and he was doing all these things, to where she even admitted herself that her being on rugs and him being on rugs and she having a bad attitude and him having a bad attitude, and he just happened to, from time to time. But also, information is coming out that Cassie was abusive too. Let's go back to Chris Brown and him and Rihanna, and him and Rihanna saying, hey, he beat me, he did this, he did that. Okay. But then it came out that after, when he went to jail, had all these issues with the law, paying this person, that person, going on an apology tour, then it came out that Rihanna put hands on him too. So, and this is what I talk about, toxic femininity. If you're going to throw these dukes, look, if you're going to throw dukes, learn how to take a punch, okay? You got to be able to get in there and, But Cassie was also violent too. There was a recording of her threatening to unalive someone because they had a freak off, and threatened to saying, hey, I'm going to unalive you, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have you unalived. Well, when you're with P. Diddy, stuff like that happens, okay? Very much so, it does happen. So it's like, Is she a victim, or is she a victim when convenient? I know that sounds horrible, but I'm looking at the evidence. Now, look at my earlier videos, and I only went according to what was out there. Now that the fact finding is coming in, you see something a little different. You see the glass is becoming a little clearer. The fog, it's not too much there anymore. It's going away. It's dissipating. Now, what I find interesting is who benefits from P. Diddy going down. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to go down. If you look at my other videos, when I talk about Howard University, which they gave him a honorary degree, but he dropped out of Howard. But I did a video showing that P. Diddy, Universal Music, UMG, had ties with the universities, and they were introducing homosexuality into rap. I mean, there are so many facets. There are so many facets that is in this case that revolves around P. Diddy that no one is talking about. But except me. I mean, please like, subscribe, help me get my channel up. I've been at 4,000 forever. But please like and subscribe. Now, the homosexual part, and it's called homo thug, all these other things that were in. I'm deviating for a second. That was inserted into hip hop. When that occurred, P. Diddy started blowing up, right? In UMG, Lucian Grange is the head of UMG, and that was his sugar daddy that financed all this stuff. It wasn't like that he didn't know. He did know. It wasn't like what's her name? Ethiopia, somebody that was also financing, giving money to P. Diddy for all this wild stuff that she participated in. But it's interesting how Lucian Grange is not anywhere in this lawsuit. He's not anywhere in the criminal part, and he wasn't anywhere in the civil part because he has the backing of the British Crown. Yes, Prince William knighted Sir Lucian Grange. In any place where he's being sued, he's being taken out of. Now, I don't hear anybody talking about that. And if you look at my earlier videos, you see Prince William knighting Lucian Grange. You also see Prince William knighting a couple of rappers. I'm trying to find that info. It's out there. He did it. Not only that, Prince William was also in there. He was also at these parties. Yes. If you look on the list that first came out, you see him. Well, they took Prince William off because you can't have the crown prince at a freca opera. No, he can't be anywhere associated with that. Oh, also, Andrew, known as Prince Andrew. Oh, you got some problems with Virginia Giuffre. She passed away. They're looking at you, bucko. But the British crown is in it. It's mixed up in it. And you also have, surprisingly, Prince Andrew's daughters, Beatrice and Eugenia, that were listed among them, along with Harry as well. I mean, this is some wild stuff. So as you see this trial go, you see, oh, the prosecution is battling them. But then on the other hand, you see the knockouts, and they're either poking holes or totally discrediting people. But understand why. Understand what's underneath that. Now, the the royals have special interest in not being named in that stuff. They can't be a part of that stuff. I found it quite interesting that JayZ, Beyonce, and how they were I don't want to say cozied up to, but Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan were at Beyonce's Cowboy Carter concert. But there's a lot there. There's a lot right there. JayZ is trying to get himself removed from this mess. Now, I'm going to say this, and I have to mention her name because she was there, Jaguar Wright. I mean, I didn't agree with everything what she said, but I thought she was most definitely onto something when she was talking about JayZ and laying out what she knew. I don't know if I agree with everything. I'm not sure I agree with everything, but she said that P. Diddy is the acceptable monster. I'm like, damn, that's interesting. The acceptable monster. And this came out with P. Diddy and then JayZ being thrown into the mist. I don't believe that he even fathomed in a million years that he would be caught up with a lawsuit by then a 13-year-old girl saying that her when she was 13 and now she's 38. Quite interesting. And when you look at her interview, it didn't make any sense. It seemed like that somebody had a vested interest to take JayZ and try to take him down a notch before he got into the really big boys to where he would be able to, how can I say, become above the law. And I'm not sure if, and I'm trying to see if I think there are connections between him and Lucian Grainge. Not only him and Lucian Grainge, but him and Ron Burkle, who has a lot of investments in Boeing. I mean, we're talking about some serious heavy hitters that P. Diddy was entrenched with. Clive Davis, also JayZ, Ron Burkle, and what's that guy's name? I can't think of his, I can see his face, I can't think of his name right now. But all these billionaires were circling P. Diddy. Now, P. Diddy and JayZ were like joined at the hip. Well, joined at the hip. And all of a sudden, JayZ's like, oh, well, we were only just business partners, not no friends. But when you see the pictures and the interviews, it says something a little bit different. So I'm saying all this to say, was Jaguar right? Did he line up JayZ as he did R. Kelly? Is he removing the people that know? Is he just getting rid of people? I'm not saying that these people do not belong in jail. That's not what I'm saying. They belong in jail. Some of them belong in double and triple jail. And then take the key and get rid of it. That's what I believe. But however, is it going to materialize? Now, it was quite interesting that there was a recording of P. Diddy talking to his son. I can't remember which one, whatever his name is. And he was throwing out codes. Now, if you have been paying attention to Miley Cyrus, and if you've been paying attention to what's his name? Justin Bieber, and how they were talking about pizza and having Pizzagate, DC, politicians, a store in Southeast on Alabama Avenue. I wish I would have had taken that picture damn, I got to go back and see if I can go through the archives and see if I can find it so that you can see where the guy took his gun in Southeast DC, Alabama Avenue, and let me see, Alabama Avenue and 25th Street, where you don't want to do stuff like that. But that guy had to been pretty pissed off to be able to do that and shoot on Alabama. I gotta take a video of it so I can show you. Damn. On Alabama Avenue, let me see if I can bring that up. On Alabama Avenue, shooting. I mean, just straight shooting at the pizza shop that I have never seen open. I have never seen it open. Shop on, guy shoots pizza shop on Alabama. That's right. That was in 2003. Let me see if that comes up. Oh, Avenue. That would help. Okay. And he was just shooting it up, right? Nothing happened to him. The police came and got him. He is so lucky. Let me see if that shop comes up. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, let me bring it up. There is a whole lot to this. This is the guy right here, the North Carolina man accused of firing an assault rifle into Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant in December pled guilty on Friday. This is him. Now, this right here, this stuff right here doesn't look familiar. It doesn't. This looks further down Alabama Avenue to where you start getting into the rich section. I mean, believe it or not, DC has very wealthy areas. It's not just Northwest, Georgetown and Palisades. Nah, you also got it in Southeast. You also got rich Black people there too. And he was close by the rich Black folks. But this is him right here. And why they have that lady? What? They got him looking all. Oh no. Can you hear me? Because I see my internet is acting up. Now watch it be fine. So you have that guy doing that, the pizza stuff. Now, these guys, P. Diddy and JayZ, these guys have a lot to do. Damn, I'm saying they demonetized me. Well, hell, I'm demonetized anyway. Please, Cash App me, Big Girl Diary. Please do so. Help me out. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It's horrible. Telling the truth is easy, but what comes after it is hard because they mess with you making money for telling the truth. Now, out there in Georgetown, in Washington, D.C., there was a lot of Pizzagate stuff going on there. And DC is one of the main hubs when it comes to people young. I don't mean to deviate. Missing. It's Los Angeles and it's also in DC. You would think New York. No. DC area. That's where everything is going all over the place. Now, oh man, I'm trying to think, do I want to say this or not? Goodness, I stay in trouble. I stay in trouble. All right, so P. Diddy, as Jaguar, said that he is the acceptable monster, to point out, saying he is a terrible person. Now, okay. Remember when R. Kelly, I'm trying to prove my point. Remember when R. Kelly was on with Gayle King and he got up and he was crying. He's saying he knows people that have children chained. They have them chained. Go back to that. Go back to that. And they tried to say that P. Diddy had all this stuff. They're not even charging him with Little's trafficking. Little's, you know what I mean? Little's trafficking. He's not being charged with that. He's being charged with prosthetic legs. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Damn, did I let me try to bring up what he is being charged with. Let me see if I can find it and bring it up. But you know, it's is this it? I think that is it. No, that's not it. Oh, damn. Well, as what Jaguar said, that P. Diddy was an acceptable monster. Now I got to say, they're getting richer and richer. Now, when P. Diddy got busted, his house was raided, guess who's out? Harvey Weinstein. Very interesting how he gets out under the cover of what's going on with P. Diddy. Everybody was distracted. I wonder what Harvey Weinstein is into right now. I could only wonder. But all these guys run in the same what do you call it? Rings. They run in the same rings. Where is it at? Oh, here. I got it. Now, this is what he's charged with. Now, he's charged with racketeering. He's the only one. It's funny how everyone else has immunity. Don't you find that interesting? Shemex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. If you look at Cassie, she was down with the stuff. And the people that were there were paid to be there. And transportation to engage in prosthetic legs. Quite interesting. And they're saying that right there's the Mann Act. The Mann Act, or what they called white slavery. So they're charging him with that. And I just don't see how that's going to fly. So I'm thinking, okay, they're throwing everything at P. Diddy, and as they should, but make it fit. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I think this guy's going to get off. And if he gets off, he's going after JayZ. Back to the conversation with his son. He told his son, King Combs, whatever his name is, he was talking about the pizza boxes to make sure that he picked it up in the plastic and to throw it away. And talking about some other things. Then he asked about JayZ, and King Combs said, well, JayZ's like a ghost. I'm like, oh, snap. This is going to be interesting. So P. Diddy's like, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And I'm like, how is everything going to, what's going on? Did you have Ron Burkle? Was he able to pull some strings for you? Did you have, let me see, is he up here? Did you have Clive Davis pull some strings for you? I mean, what's going on? I mean, what else did you sell besides your soul? You know? It's going to be very interesting because as this dying down, and then you have, what's his name, Tony Busby, he's trying to sue everyone because he was able to get what, 20 million out of P. Diddy. Okay. Okay. Let me backtrack for a second. Because New York State, what they did was they opened up for anyone who was abused. They can go back as far as they can in New York State. Now, You want to know where that came from? And they called it the Cassie Ventura bill. Want to know what that came from? Let's go back to Evan Rachel Wood. And I mentioned her earlier. Evan Rachel Wood, she did a documentary saying that Marilyn Manson abused her and beat her and grape juiced her. Basically, a lot of what she said, Cassie said, but actually put extra on it. Now, I believe she was doing some of the stuff. Now, whether I'm not going to say she was or wasn't in a participating in it willfully or unwillfully, I'm going to leave that right there. That right there is for them to straighten out. But you got to admit, if you look at what Evan Rachel Wood, what she did and how she got a bill passed to go back 25 years to be able to sue your to sue your abuser that you had 25 that has abused you 25 years ago, and you're saying now I can speak. Now, I believe that there have been people that were victimized to the point to where they couldn't speak for a very long time. I'm not saying anything about them. I'm saying about her. She wasn't abused. Now, the interesting part, you had Senator Rubio saying, yes, we got to most definitely, help women. And women need to be helped, but also men get abused too. But the interesting part was they did a little scratch. They scratched the surface of what she was saying, and everything fell apart. It fell apart. Rubio lost her position. She's no longer senator. You embarrassed the California State Assembly. You didn't even bother doing your own due diligence. You didn't have any of your people look into her story. None of that. And then Evan Rachel Wood is up there with actual survival. Oh my goodness. I mean, the depths that people would do to strike out at the man. She wanted Marilyn Manson underneath the jail if she could. That's how upset she was. You didn't marry me, Marilyn. You didn't marry me. Now, Cassie been with P. Diddy for 10, 11 years dealing and I heard somebody say something rather interesting is that everybody can accept whatever abuse they accept, whether it's financial abuse, whatever it's physical abuse, whatever it's mental, psychological, whatever it is. People have their own lane, what they can deal with. I don't throw shade on anybody because what I can deal with, you may not be able to deal with. And what you can deal with, I may not be able to deal with. So let's just keep it like that. Now, Cassie, her main thing was she wanted P. Diddy to stop cheating. Now, she said that she was jealous of Kim Porter. She was jealous of Gina Quinn. I can't pronounce her name. And I thought it was interesting because P. Diddy was dealing with several Asian women. And so Cassie could not keep P. Diddy's attention. Remember, they never lived together. They never did. She went to music engagements, whatever it was, he took her on a red carpet, whatever it was. Kim Porter's like, I'm not dealing, I've been there, done that. I'm over here trying to make a life for myself over here while P. Diddy is drugged out, acting crazy, and she has twins. But Cassie's like, I want to go to the house. I want to meet the children. I want. Interestingly enough, Gina met his children. Gina was around his children, and she couldn't compete. She could not get past certain things. Now, I tell people, if you are at how can I say, if Cassie was only known for freak-offs, that was it. He's not going to take someone who he does freak-offs with his family. No man would do it. No man would ever take his side piece or the triple X piece and translate that to his family life. It would never happen. And she tried very hard hanging around. She wanted her career. She wanted to be with him, possibly to get that ring. I don't know about the baby. I'm not sure. But Gina had a baby. It's quite interesting. Not only Gina, but his daughter Love is by Dana. Dana had a baby. That's his. Let me show you. Where is it at? Okay, where's that picture of him and a baby? Oh, come on. I know you're here. Is this it? No, that's Dana. Where is it? I just saw it. Oh my goodness. I am tripping. I am so sorry. I don't know what I did with that picture. I thought I had it up here. This is wild. Okay, but she wanted that. And when you don't get what you feel that you're owed because you put in a lot of time doing X, Y, and Z, and you believe that X, Y, and Z is owed to you, oh, you're going to most definitely get whatever you can get. And revenge is best served cold. And one of the worst things that you can have is an ex that is upset with you. I'm still trying to find this. He's carrying baby Love. Okay. Okay, this right here is the baby. She's older. But this right here is his daughter Love. Now, Cassie's like, you didn't give that to me. That right there is baby Love, and that right there is Dana. Now, here's the crushing part. Oh my goodness. This and even though Cassie said the last straw that I broke up with him, remember, she's saying that she couldn't escape from him. She couldn't do it. She could not get away from him. But she said her last straw was him promoting Young Miami, him promoting her, him putting her on podcasts, him making sure that she had shows. Everything that Young Miami got or Carisha got, Cassie did not get. Now, if I don't say this, I'm basically lying. I gotta share. I have to be objective. And she said it on stand. She said that she couldn't get past Gina. She couldn't get past Gina. Gina. If he was with Gina again, then she would break up with him. Well, then that right there is a slap in the face of saying that I couldn't leave and he was abusing me. I mean, which one? Okay, which one is it? Is it that that he is cheating and you're abused and you're afraid, or you're like, hey, you're not going to abuse me and cheat on me? It's either one or the other. Pick your poison, but you can't have both. You can't have your cake and not get fat. Either one or the other, right? Not only did he cheat on her again, but he told Cassie, you're not the only one. Whoa. And you're not going to, and I'm going to be with other women. He basically put it out there like that. I'm like, whoa. That's rough. That's tough. I mean, man, I want to sue P. Diddy. I want to sue him. I don't know how I could work it out. I don't know, but man, I mean, I'm just looking at the whole picture, right? And I'm trying to be objective I'm trying to be objective in his treatment towards Cassie and what's coming out about Cassie and how he's bringing all these other women. Cassie has a 10 album deal and he's giving everything that Cassie was supposed to get, but he's giving it to another woman that he never signed a damn contract with. He never signed a contract with Little Miami. He did not. I want to sue him. My goodness. So Cassie gets her $20 million. To me, she deserved more. She deserved more. Now, going through everything what she went through, I mean, not being able to go to another record label because he had her stuck with those 10 albums that she was supposed to do, but he never pushed forward for her to have that done. And I get why, but he never cut her loose to go to another record label that may have been able to find the best sound for her or to properly promote her. He didn't do any of those things. He just kept her at the freca off the mode. So $20 million, that to me, that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough at all. And if Cassie did stretch the truth, hey, you didn't get your 10 albums. You didn't get it. You didn't get it at all. Is that a trade-off? Okay. Now I'm going to be, how can I say, a little bit subjective. Yes, he did. I mean, it's really something. And I'm looking at JayZ in on this. I'm looking at him, and there is a lot going on with him. There is. And it's quite interesting, back to that conversation with his son, King Combs, is that when he said that, hey, JayZ ghosted you, he's like, oh, okay. And I can't remember what else he said after that, but P. Diddy is very motivated to get out of this mess and to point at JayZ. Now, I wonder, I personally wonder if that young girl, was she put up to putting that lawsuit out there and adding JayZ to it with Tony Busby? Because I found out some information that Tony Busby was put on to suing people by Shannon Sharpe. I mean, I found that quite interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna talk too much about Shannon because now he's getting his just dessert. And this young girl, she's like, what, 40 years younger than him? That's disgusting. It really is. But that's just my 2 cents. But however, I'm gonna keep my pulse on this because there is so much there, and I have information that I haven't been able to corroborate, and I don't want to put anything out there and get more than being simply demonetized. I don't want to be demonetized and destroyed. But there's some things out there about JayZ that I'm, trying to connect the dots, and there's some stuff there. There is. I just need to make sure that I cross my I's and dot my T's, because I don't want to see anything about that man and I'm incorrect. Oh no. But I will say, please like and subscribe. That would be great. All righty. I want to thank you for stopping by.